Today's podcast is brought to you by a company who we have been using for years and takes up significant shelf space inside of our own kitchen. Biosteel Sports Nutrition.
It was a product created out of necessity 8 years ago and is trusted by athletes like Connor McDavid, Tyler Seguin, Brooke Henderson, Rosie MacLennan, and Andrew Wiggins.
They're really a leader in sports drinks for everyone from professional athletes to everyday champions.
Understand something, guys. Nothing worth ever having in this world comes easy.
Do what these champions doing if you're going to be a champion.
You control your outcome.
Who am I?
I'm a champion.
What's up, champions, and welcome back to another episode of the Biosteel Breakdown. As always, I'm your host, Adrian, with my co-host,
Sylvie.
And we're happy to have you here. And we have I guess maybe not a specific topic this week, but kind of like a general idea that we touch on a few different things as a part of. So you love traveling.
Love it.
You got a travel bug.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that sometimes it's hard when you travel. Hard to stay in routine, hard to keep your momentum going. And then when you come back from traveling, it can be difficult to get started again. So today's tips, tricks episode is on how to stay healthy while traveling.
Yes.
Do you want to start? You want me to start?
Well, one of the biggest things is to start with the plane ride.
Okay.
So usually if you're going somewhere, unless it's a long road trip, you have to get on a plane. Planes are not the cleanest.
Environment? No.
There's a lot of things going on a plane. So it's important to prepare yourself. Also, the plane food is not ideal. Let's be honest.
No.
Probably not something you would prepare at home. That being said, it has improved in airports and in a lot of airlines. They're trying to make improvements. That being said, I always recommend taking a snack bag.
Okay, so what is a snack bag?
So snack bag is basically you can call it an emergency snack bag or whatever, but it is ensuring that you have some food instead of being forced to make poor choices because that's all that you have. So things that I recommend in the snack bag will be healthy bars. Okay. So protein bars, as well as things like beef jerky. I also like, what else do I put in my snack? Oh, nuts and seeds. So trail mix, everything packaged that you can essentially put in there.
And I guess, are those technically considered non-perishables? Or they're not non-perishables, but they have extended shelf life. So okay.
Yes. And
you're not putting like fruit in your
I've
snack
gotten away
bag.
with some large snack bags.
You mentioned not making poor decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And could you maybe expand on that a little bit for people? Why it's so much better to have a snack there rather than being forced to search for a meal?
Yeah, so it's all about preparation, right? So, you might be in a situation where your flight's delayed 3 hours and there's just a McDonald's or something in this small little airport that isn't essentially the best thing, and it's going to make you actually feel worse for the flight. So I always recommend to be prepared and have some healthy fats, protein, and fiber-rich foods. So those things like the bars, nuts and seeds, beef jerky, those types of things are going to really help you to prepare yourself not to be hungry and to at least get you through until you can have a meal once you land.
And I know you were talking about the airplane, and the airplane is like essentially an incubator for illness. People are coughing, people are sneezing, people are breathing, all in this confined tube. There's a lot of things going through the air, and something that we've done in the past is have a immunity shot, some sort of boost prior.
Yes.
To help once we're on the plane.
Turmeric, ginger, some anti-inflammatories in there.
So that would be another little
immune booster
tip, I guess, prior. Okay, so we packed a snack bag. We got on the plane. We flew in. What about when we get there? Obviously, it's a new culture. You want to experience new foods. You want to try different things. Is there anything you suggest bringing with you when you travel?
Yes, absolutely. Hydration is key, like on the plane because of water retention. And then also when you get off the plane. So I do recommend an electrolyte drink. High performance sports mix is what we use. Especially if you're going to a hot place, you're going to be sweating a lot and it's important to replenish electrolytes. And then also things that can help you. So you don't always know, how many vegetables or nutrients are going to be in the food choices that you get. So I always recommend to take something like a greens powder. And that's going to have like a ton of nutrients in one drink. And you're able to get a lot for your, for...
A lot of bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck is what I was looking for there. And yeah, so greens powder would be highly recommended if you're going to travel with anything. I also recommend, if you have trouble sleeping while you travel, magnesium is really important for that. So you can travel with some magnesium. It also helps with digestion. So a lot of people can get constipated or the opposite when they're traveling. So magnesium will help with the constipation factor if that is an issue for you, which happens a lot when people travel.
For sure. And definitely you mentioned the sleep part. When you're switching time zones, when you're going from, North America to South America, if you're going across the world to Australia, like you did earlier this year, trying to get on their time zone can be super important. So the faster you can do it, the less adverse effects you're going to have and the more you can enjoy your vacation. And that's maybe caffeine is something that you could touch on as well, like the use of caffeine when you're traveling, like using that. Or I guess I can, because I've already talked about it this far. Something that we do when we travel is we time our caffeine intake. So it really, or at least really try to time our caffeine intake, especially when you land. So if you can try and time it on their morning, that can go a long way in helping you wake up, especially if you pair it with some sunlight. So as long as you don't go to Iceland or Finland at the wrong time of the year. So if you can pair caffeine with sunlight, it'll help. And then on the flip side, magnesium with darkness.
Yes,
at the end of the
getting
day.
on the circadian rhythm, right? And that's what, is associated with jet lag, is not being on their cycle and being your body recognizes that. So another way that I know you're going to get into is exercise. So when do we exercise?
Well, all the time.
All the time.
No, as soon as you land, the faster you can get some sort of exercise in, the better. So whether that's a really light sweat, walking outside, whether you go to the gym and do a bodyweight circuit, get on the treadmill, go for a swim, whatever it is. And I wish that I could provide a study or some science, but that seems to be, I'm sure there is some out there, but personally I'm not aware of it. But just through anecdotal evidence, every time we travel, especially when I've traveled for fighting, as soon as we get off the plane, we go and work out as fast as possible. And it seems to do wonders for our jet lag factor, if we'll call it that. So I would suggest getting a workout in as soon as possible when you get off the plane. And then if you can kickstart your mornings with it, that's also a great one, because you get it out of the way first thing in the morning. And then two, because it helps with that alertness. Helps wake your body up and helps reset everything. So that would be my suggestion on working out. As soon as you land, get it in as fast as possible, and then in the mornings is usually a better option. But it's important that you're not too rigid with your workouts. Like, don't feel that you have to follow the exact same gym routine that you do back at home. Have a little fun. If you're on a beach, go work out in the sand. If you're if you're in the mountains, like, go run the mountains, go climb the mountains a little bit, do something physically active, but don't be so fixated on getting in 3 sets of 10 or whatever it is that you're working on back home. If you're in Bali, go do yoga and meditate. Whatever it is, be active, because it makes you feel like a better person. And if you're watching this, then you probably are active, but don't fixate on exactly what the exercise is that you do at home. Enjoy the opportunity to do something else. Oh, and then pack a foam roller. And by foam roller, I mean a lacrosse ball, because you usually don't have space for a full foam roller. So pack a lacrosse ball would be my other big suggestion. Sitting on a plane for even 2 hours is uncomfortable. There's not an airplane in the world that's big enough for travel. So after,
I don't know, I've heard the Emirates ones are pretty intense.
Well, when we fly with them, I'll let you know. But in
Please
the
do.
meantime, I'm yet to sit in a seat that was comfortable enough that I got off the plane and didn't feel at least some sort of restriction. So bring a lacrosse ball with you. It can fit in any bag. You can use it to roll out your hips a little bit, roll out your shoulders, roll out your back.
You can even use like one of the peanuts right in the chair.
Oh.
I did that in Australia.
That's a veteran move.
Right?
For those of you that don't know, a peanut is 2 lacrosse balls taped together. It looks like a figure 8. You can put it in a sock if you want, and then tie the sock so that you have like something to hold, and that can be great for loosening up your T-spine. So those are our travel tips. I know that was a little bit.
And mini bands.
Oh,
we didn't mention that too. Mini bands can go a long way. You can do a lot of different exercises with them, and they don't take up space.
No, that could all fit in your snack bag. It could be your snack and exercise bag.
Love it.
So
if you can fit in a TRX, great. If not,
so to recap, pack a snack bag, greens powder, some sort of electrolyte drink, and magnesium. Pack a lacrosse ball. Work out when you land. What else? Am I missing anything?
And have fun. Like embrace the place that you're in, and make sure that you're not really rigid with your routine, because you might miss out on some awesome cultural experiences.
So that's it, guys. That wraps up another episode of the Biosteel Breakdown. As always, thank you so much for being here. We'll be back again next Friday. Remember to head over to biosteel.com. Code word
Champ Lifestyle, capital C, capital L.
And you can receive 15% off all the great products that they have. It helps, just show some love, help support the show, right? Anything? That's it?
That's it.
Oh, and check back in on Wednesday. We got a brand new podcast for you guys, and it's awesome. That's a wrap, guys.